Hello, hello, hello. It's Emma Holmes coming in from Rockstar HQ to talk to you about change. And this is part of the WTF Do I Want series. And you will see from video 1, which I will put in the information that goes with this video, the little description written bit, the link to the first video. So if you haven't watched that yet, you can nip over and watch that, which is talking about identifying why you might need to make a change as an entrepreneur and some of the real kind of alarm bells that change needs to happen in your world. So that's the first video. And what I also have available for you is the change matrix. This is my gift to you. So if you are looking to create change in your world, it doesn't need to be hard and it doesn't need to be super scary. This is the framework that I go through to help and support you to create change. You can get your hands on it. Again, the link is in the notes attached, so you can get hold of that with absolute ease. But today what I want to talk about is embracing what change could look like, because when you feel like actually things aren't working, it's really difficult to sometimes put your finger on what it is and what needs to change, and it can feel quite overwhelming, the whole thought of changing, and where do I even start? What do I even need to think about? How do I even need this to show up in my world? So the first thing that I always suggest that people do is think about what they would like their days, their weeks, their months to actually look like. You know, what would you like your working hours to be like? How often would you like to work? How many hours would you like to work for? How would you like to feel as you're working? What would you like to spend your time doing and getting your teeth into? What excites you? What lights you up? What makes you passionate about your work? You know, what do you want your days, weeks, months to look like? Because in order to create a business that is ticking the boxes for us, we need to know how we want to work. Because I know for a fact that what I don't want is I don't want to be stuck at my desk all of the time. I don't want to be stuck at the coalface all of the time. That's one of the things that I know is really important when I'm structuring my days, when I'm structuring my weeks, when I'm thinking about the projects that I'm working on and how I'm working on those. So I want you to just spend a little bit of time, grab a notebook and write down, actually, what would you like your reality to look like? What's time off look like? What would you like to do with that time off? What, you know, who would you like to spend time with? What activities would you like to be doing? You know, what do you miss doing? What do you crave doing? And how would you like to spend your working days? And what would that look like? So that you can start to paint a picture and a beautiful dream of how you would like your work to be. Because then we can start to look at what works for you and that bespoke alchemy magic that you can bring to creating change. Because once you see what you actually want your days, weeks, months, etc. to look like, you can see what's not in alignment with that right now and how you can work towards moving beyond the stuff that feels sticky into this reality that you actually do want to create. So the next video in this series, we're going to talk about the gap. We're going to talk about going from what you don't want to what you do want and what that gap looks like. So I hope that you found this useful. Grab your pen, grab your paper, start to look at what those ideal days, weeks, months will look like, what your work times will look like, how you will spend your work times, how will you spend the times that you're not working, how many holidays a year would you like, how many days off would you like each day, each week, each month, etc. Because at that point you can then start to create the reality that you want. So until the next video, I would love for you to hit subscribe, top corner, that will come up and allow you to subscribe, and the next video will come up in the bottom corner so that you can make your way through to the gap that we can talk about. So I'd love your comments too on the video, so please don't be shy with popping your comments in and letting me know how that feels to think about it in that way. How does it feel to start to create a little bit of insight into what you actually want, rather than the focal point being what you don't want. Until the next video, bye-bye.